Welcome to everyone. As you can see on screen today, I'm Mikhail Pankov. We'll present you materials only for educational purpose, and this should not be constructed as personal financial advice. Futures and futures options trading involves risk and not suitable to all investors. Past results are not necessarily indicator of future performance. Options 21 provides options trading education and software and holds the Australian Financial Service license. Okay, that was the disclosure which we have to go through. Today I will address some simple order, like basic order, and show first of all how to do it here in presentation, and then we will do a demo, and then I will show as well some real stocks which we discussed with Paul today, and Paul recommended to have a look. These stocks will be Australian, and we'll just see what we can do, how we can place potential order, and how to find, for instance, at the money, out of money positions, in the money positions, in option chain. So let's start from a basic order again. This is kind of metrics which you start from, and I will underline a few important things. So if you type here stock in the row, any stock, in this case IWM, this line is your prime line, so you're looking through that row, and all information related to IWM is here. Then you can verify it with the column, and you can see, for instance, last, okay, or action, which is the same, 8403. Then you can see quantity. What was here? Quantity is the 100 is the quantity you are buying in this case, because action related to buy, you can see it. And 100 shares, it's one contract. As you know, in the United States, it's one contract for the options, or it's just a normal lot. 100, you don't have to trade in hundreds in the United States. However, in other markets like Japan, there are some restrictions, and some positions can be traded only in hundreds or thousands. Okay, so you can see it's a change related to the stock itself, 0.09, meaning that there was a movement up, and you can see it's points. So it was below 8403, and it's increased by 0.09. Now you can see here change in percentage, and change in percentage related to 0.11. Okay, time in force, you can see that line is related to day over here. It means that it's good for the day. You can change this good till cancel, or there are other good until open, etc. But we normally use good until cancel or good for the day. Next, you can see bid size on the top. This is related to the contract, and you can see here example SPY. You can see there is a 51 contracts on the bid side, but because we've got here drop menu, it's just covering how much is available on IWM. But second line, you can see type, and type is related to this drop box, and in this drop box you can see different types. One of them is limit, LMT, meaning that you are placing order at limit price. Second one is market order, so you accept the spread, whatever is available on the market. And third is market if touch. Okay, we will discuss today limit, market, and I think that would be enough for today, but we can discuss market if touch as well if there is a need. So this is the prime focus for your market. You can see bid and ask. So you can see someone wants to buy, and that's a bid. And in this case, we're looking IWM, and we can see that it's 8403. So someone wants to offer $84.03, and someone wants to sell at $84.04. So here is a spread or gap between these two. So it's almost one. Yeah, it's actually 1 cent gap. Very narrow liquidity. It's a very narrow spread. So it's obviously very good liquidity because it trades a lot and there is no much deviation. Very narrow. And of course, if you are referring to the contract which you are placing to buy, this is another line. You can see limit price, and limit price related to here. So if you want to buy, you are buying at 134.70. But this line, it does not belong to IWM. It actually belongs to SPY. That's why you probably were confused. Because we have not submitted yet for IWM, right? So again, this line buy is under SPY, meaning that it's related to SPY. But it doesn't matter because you basically need to know that there is a line, there is a row, and each row corresponds to upper menu and lower menu. So in this case, again, ask related to 134.64 as well as 84.04, and as well related to here and here. So ask is on the top, and if you place order, then it will be to that second line, and it's in bold at the moment because we were placing just the limit order and we were placing 134.70, and there is routing, which is smart routing. The button transmit is very simple. There are other columns which you can use, and you can add them up, or like average price, profit and loss, position. These columns are additional, and you can remove them or add them using config button over here, config. So if you go global configuration, and you can config whatever you like to see over here. There is a certain preset which can be adjusted. There are other small menu which you can use as well, and as well give you configuration. So lots of adjustment and lots of tunings is available for you, and you can do it very simple. You can see these tabs on the top over here. They are different. It's not by default. You can call them as you wish, and how you can create new, you click on plus and you create another tab, right? So this menu on the top is as well standard, and normally you have these functions set for you, and of course configure is by definition there all the time. If you click on this triangle, then you can get more, and I'll show you. And since we mentioned this menu, of course, order ticket is available over here. So you can place order from order ticket, left-hand side, or as we just pointed out here, for instance, we would like to place SPY order, and we just place, because we are buying, we're placing on ask, because we're asking, we would like to see what is ask. Okay, and then we can either accept ask 134.64, or we can type even higher because we expect that we will get best price, and of course we need to have enough matching 100 shares. Maybe it is 134.64 with one share only. We need to have 100 shares, and therefore we're placing higher limit. But that's more details. And so once you click on the ask, then this line will appear, and this line will show you the action. Action is buy. It will show you standard contracts, normally 100. You can click on this and adjust it to another amount, or type it in, or just scroll and match the value which you would like to have. The time enforced by definition is day, but you can change it good till cancel, and then you need to choose the type. So the basic order will be limit order, and or you can choose market order or market if touch, or any other orders which are available on this specific market and this specific product, because there are 50 different types of orders and not all of them available on the market. Okay, so what is the limit again? Limit is your you might not get the order if you're limiting your risk too much and it's away from the market, right? So it gives you, of course, protection, but sometimes it's irrelevant. So when you place limit order, you might not get your position. You might not sell it, or you might not buy it if you're too greedy, or if you're just not realistic. All right. So limit order is limiting your risk. In contrast, if it's market order, then of course you accept the spread, and then just goes to the market. Right now, I would like to talk about stop orders, because we discussed it with a few clients and there were a few questions. So what a stop order is? What is stop order? Stop order is your trigger, and stop order designed to protect yourself from downside. So this is not profit-taking position. When you use your stop order, when you expect that market can drop, and it could drop very, very fast. So you put your stop order if you would like to protect yourself, for instance, with upcoming announcement. However, you need to understand that sometimes market is moving very irrational in a very irrational way. For instance, you're trading somewhere here and you're expecting tomorrow some announcement, and you say place stop under law, right, previous law, and you're expecting that market could go up or it could suddenly go down. It could trigger your order at this point when you place your stop order, and it could go down, and of course then it will be beneficial for you that you actually place stop order. However, market can bounce back and go again, and the time frame this time frame can be very, very small. So stop order by itself does not give you a chance to get this best possible outcome. It simply cuts you off from the position at certain trigger point. Okay, and this is because stop order at market. You see, this is key word, at market. I'd like to underline it, because what happened at 135.57, the stop will trigger and position will be closed. In this case, will buy. All right, presumably this SPY was short, and the owner of this account expect that market could bounce back, and of course they sold it down, and they need to protect themselves at certain level, so they will not carry on with this unlimited upside risk. So they are placing order 135.57. At this point of time, there is limit 134.56. So if they place 135.57, by default, if there is last or it's a double ask or bid, then it depends how you set your stop. What is the trigger point? It will trigger, and your position will be closed. So let's consider it is just the last. It means that the last over here, you see last, should be 35.57, and if it's above 136, for instance, that's of course matching these conditions, and your order must go to the market at best possible price. So by placing stop in these conditions, you can of course buy the shares if it goes up, but you don't know what price you're buying at. You're buying at market. Once it goes at 135.57, and it's just 1 point above, then it's a middle price you can see here. Then most likely your order will trigger, and most likely it will be 134.58, because there is a offer at 134.58. But we don't know. Maybe market will present the opportunity to to buy 135.58 0.57. So that's uncertainty. And this uncertainty are related to market price. If you place stop with limit, then you will eliminate this risk, because you've got not only trigger price, which is here, stop price. Again, you see this in bold. You can see stop price, and it's over here, 135.58. So if this price will be above 134.58 or at 135.58, then you'll place a limit price. But your limit price is not 158, it is 135.61. What does it mean? It means that you expect to close position if it goes up, right? And then you don't want to go more than 135.61. So that's the maximum how much you can pay. So if you're lucky enough and your order has triggered over here, and then you've got enough liquidity at this point of time below 135.61, then your order will be fulfilled. Okay, but what could happen that there will be a very strong pressure upward, and for instance, there will be only few sellers at this point of time, and they will offer you, say, not 135.61, but maybe 62 and 63 and 65 and 70, etc. So it's away from your limit price, and then you missed it up. So it could be just like a gap, and this gap could be exactly your limit, and then yeah, your order will trigger, of course, but it will be somewhere here, and market will fly off. It will fly off, and it will be 150, and you're still hunting for 135.61. So that's not good if it's gap, right? So that's the problem, and you need to understand that risk too, because sometimes, of course, it's good. For instance, if market did this, all right, then you didn't buy it, and it has dropped again, and you bought it here somewhere, all right? So that's fine. But if there is a gap, then unfortunately there is a problem. Okay, trailing stop. Yeah, maybe I should just come back to the demo, and I'll demonstrate it first and see how we go. And I would like to get feedback on what we just discussed, because maybe I'm too quick, maybe I'm too slow, but I'm going to show the same thing on demo. Okay, so let's just have an example. Of course, this is demo system. These prices are not correct. It's just to simulate the trade, and you can see, let's just go again with all what we discussed. I'd like you to start really pushing buttons. Some of you already done, and some of you did successfully and have really good results. Congratulations. Some of you just sitting on the fence and just waiting something. So I believe that it's my fault, because I did not present correctly how to do it. Okay, so let's start from the very, very beginning. You can see this is metrics, and first step is to add stock which you want to trade. Say we would like to trade SEK, S-E-K. We put these letters and then enter. And next we can see a selection. Notice there are different stocks and different markets. Some of them is Venture Exchange, which is Canadian exchange. Some of them Australian Stock Exchange. Some of them even Swedish krona, Forex, right? And some of them bonds. But we were after SEK, which is Australian company. And again, we've got a selection of different choices. One of them, very simple, was stock. Okay, I've just gone because I didn't hold it properly. So one of them just smart stock, one of them options, and there is CFDs as well. In order to trade CFDs and options, you have to have permission. So you must know that, and you must apply for this. Let's start from stock. So if I click on stock left button, you will see the line, and yeah, I'm sorry, there could be some hiccups because it's a demo system, and demo system not always works correctly, but we'll just demonstrate you what we can. So you can see again in bold, last, change, bid, ask, bid, ask. So that's related to this line because I selected this line, you see? So we've got ultimately menu, what is about over here. Okay, so it's bid size 1800 and bid is 1663 and ask 1666 and ask size is 4314 shares. That's the shares. So you can see change as well, bold, change, percentage 1.48. Okay, so what do we need to do to buy this stock? Very simple. We're looking for ask, what people are asking. Click on ask. Now notice there is a change. Now bold line is below action, quantity, TIF, it's time in force, type, limit price, it's destination because it could be different routing, and transmit. Very simple. You can see there is buy. If you click on this buy, left click, you will have a choice to click it to sell, right? And we will do sell later. Now quantity, the same. You see there is a column, very simple. You just go down and there is 100. I can do 101, I can 103, I can do 108, or I can just do backspace and say, I'd like to say 10,000. Enter. And notice there is as well order wizard over here. So this order wizard will help you as well go through all parameters and fulfill even some fields which are not available on this settings because there are other conditional orders, there are other some details which not obvious. So next one is time in force, day, good till cancel, or there are others which we don't discuss at this point of time, day. Okay, so bid size, or in this case, you see bold again, type. And if you just hover any type or any column, for instance, you see the hint, and you can see LMT stands for limit, MKT for market, MTL market to limit, STP for stop, STP LMT stop limit, REL relative, etc. So you've got a whole lot of different orders over here, and let's just select limit at this point. And we selected 1667, and here is as well 3 different buttons which helps you to preview order. If you click this preview order, you can see how much it is. You can see amount of purchase. You can see commission. Again, this is simulation, and this is not real figures. You can see total, and you can see how it will affect your position. You always need to check how it will affect your position. Many of you will not have cash, but many of you will not have margin accounts. Many of you will have just the cash positions, but you still need to check how it will affect your position. Current position, equity with loan, initial margin if there is any. It's a straight stock. There is no margin. There is no margin maintenance. But in some cases, it will be. In this case, it's a portfolio account, and you effectively can borrow as a portfolio, and you will see how it will affect your position, right? So if you click transmit, notice there is a green changed from blue to green, and we are buying right now. That's just going on. And you can see there is a new column, trading price. So it's 1667. We've got limit 1667, and we're just picking up from the market available price 1667. So we are picking up whatever is available. It's not rounded loads. You can see it moves in odd lots, and 1694, and we're just speaking very slowly. And next column you can see P&L. If I click on this column, become it become bold. You can see P&L is $85. So as we speak, it shows some movement down. We're basically losing money, even we're buying at 1667, but there are other potentially trades which are going at higher speed. And again, this is simulated, might not work the same way in real life, but the principle is that you place 1667, you did not buy anything above 1667. Now you can see bold position, and now you can see 10,000 shares. So congratulations, you just bought 10,000 shares. And of course, you can see trade log. It's over here. Trade log is showing you detailed explanation. You don't need to wait contract notes until tomorrow. It's already here. You can see each parcel of shares you bought. And as I said, these are odd numbers of shares. You can see when you bought to the seconds. You see how your commission was billed and what exchange, what currency it was, etc. So that's very good. It's very encouraging because you are of control. You are controlling your positions. You are controlling what you do, and yeah, and of course you will be able to utilize this. I will answer your question, Philip, later. And briefly, yes, I will show some charts and in terms of placing order from charts, I will talk about later. Okay, so now we've got a position. How we can as well check our position differently. You see this an account, view account information. That's the prime focus, right? So you are looking at your position. You can see how much net liquidation value, how much you can sell, hold your portfolio at this point of time, because that's supposed to show market-to-market data. And you can see how much cash, how much securities, and you can see margin in this case. You can see you've got Australian dollars in value, US dollars, and you can see we bought Australian shares SIG, right? So that's the market value $166,550 in Australian, and you can see unrealized $240 P&L. Okay, for instance, we decided to take a profit. Okay, let's take positive scenario, and what we can do, we can simply click on bid. Okay, and again we use limit, and in this case we would like to close above 1667, of course, but let's just take this example. So we would like to close 1 cent above our purchase price. And in this case, you can see sell, you can see 100 shares. Let's do 100 shares. And notice that 1668 will be a mid price at the moment. So we cannot guarantee that it will go through, but let's transmit. And the 100 shares is completely different amount, 1,668. So I transmit. And you can see now ask is 1668. So green is showing that we are waiting on the market. Our order is accepted by the market participants, and it is in the market depths. Some of you, of course, familiar with market depths, and this is very valuable piece of information, and I recommend you to look into it because it's actually very descriptive. And I personally sometimes trade just by looking at market depths without even looking at graphs, anything. If I do day trade, for instance, I'm just looking at market depths because that's very strong representation of market liquidity and market movement. So yeah, you see that we've got restrictions here with with the simulator, but ultimately you can see there is a bid and ask, and I'll show you on real example. Just let me just show you a real example. Just a second. For instance, SIG. You see here some positions. Market, of course, closed, but if I click market depth, I will see here picture, and normally I will see bid and ask over here in depth. All right, you can see bid, and during the market you will see much more. Okay, let me just come back to our trade, and you can see we are flashing with sold 100 shares of SEEK, which is good. So we kind of made a little bit money on it, but consider brokerage, that's probably not the best. Anyway, what we can do now, we can put a stop limit. How we can do this? Very simple. The action is to sell because we are having shares and we would like to get rid of them if market will drop. So I click again to bid, and instead of limit, notice I click on stop. Okay, STP. And now we've got different situation. We've got bid at 1667 and ask 1669. So let's just make a protective 1668. It's actually good because we will be still in the money in terms of selling, because it will be above our break even. And that's what I encourage you to do. As soon as you are in above break even and you feel comfortable, then probably you should have a look how you can protect to the downside. Of course, you can put stop loss even lower to the break even, but what's the point? You will constantly lose money. All right. So 1668, and let's just make it a little bit larger. Instead of say 100 shares, let's make whole position. You can see position, matching position, and let's do 1668, and this is stop. It's not profit take, but because we already moved above our break even, we eventually will take the profit if it goes against us. But the beauty of it that it's not necessarily will trigger, because it will trigger only if market will go down, and the market price last will be 1668. Notice that blue is the warning side. It means that order has not been placed yet to the market, and it's currently, you can see there is a hint for you. Order is being held and monitored. It means that the stop price is monitored. Okay, and if suddenly market moves 1668 or lower 1668, your order has to go to the market at market price. So thinking about it, we may say, oh, okay, I don't want to just close all of it, and I'd like to say, oh, okay, that's too late. So already some sold, and yeah, okay. So we can still update. There is only 4,000, 3,000 left. So you see, sometimes it's really hard to adjust it. And if I adjust it, it's moving quite fast because there is market order, right? You can still cancel it, right? Okay, we cancel it, and that's the saver of remaining balance, right? We sold some, and we still have some quantity. And we can check always here 7,648 remaining position. All right, and you can see again trades just going through here, sold, and if you click plus, you'll see how much you sold, what was the price. And notice that it has triggered, but because we placed it at market, it actually went through 1665. That's not what we want, right? Yeah, we have protection, market moved against us, but in reality, we are losing money because our purchase price was 1667. So it was good demonstration, but now what we can do? Right, now we can place the same stop, but with a limit, and see how it will be different. So I click again on bid, and let's just take again position. You see there is a last and position. Of course, if you click on last, that will be above your position, and effectively you'll try to short the market. Not necessarily that will be allowed, by a system, and not necessarily that's what you want. So make sure that you are actually very clear about what you do. Precision is important. So we click on position 7,648, and we will flick. Okay, so what is that? It doesn't allow us to change for some reason the right. So it does not allow us to change the type. Right. I don't know why it is. Whether it's limitation or it's just simulator doesn't allow us at this point of time. But again, let's just make it market. Let's sell it market and see the difference. So we place MKT, which stands for market, and I go and transmit. So again, we change the position, and I just transmit at market price. And you will see that market price will differ. It's actually 1665, but normally it will be different because you will accept whatever is available on the market. Okay, let's just wait until it's go, and you probably hear you heard the sound, which is set by system. So while it goes through, let me just again see what we've got in terms of questions. Okay, Philip, you can certainly use the bars, 30 minutes bars with options, no problem. I can give you example. Let's take an example here while it's moving, and say seek, the same seek. I type enter, and we've got in mind, say, option, I don't know, let's just go with May option. You can see directly May 2014, and say call, and this is trading American style, and we probably will be around at the money, so 16, and then OK. But I have to warn you that this is not representative, because sometimes there is lack of liquidity, specifically on Australian market, and there could be just few trades, actual trades. So you will have just some random blinks and glitches rather than normal graph. It will be really hard to read it. It will be really hard to do any conclusion. You can see just a some movement on the market, but you won't be able to form any view from technical point of view just on prices of the options contracts. I hope I answered your question. Sometimes you can see liquidity is dropping. Sometimes you can still use this, but it's actually not consistent, and it has to be considered on each specific case. So you can see with SEEK, for instance, call 16 calls, we cannot really get anything from it. So let's just here. It's another tool which some of you are familiar with, and yeah, that is SEEK. It's called option trader, and I'm just loading up real prices for SEEK, and you can see lots of information, of course, but if you take it bit by bit, you can digest it. Okay, it's not a big issue. Of course, sometimes you overload it, you don't understand all of it, but if you take like a chain, one after another, you will be able to digest it. So you can see 1688, that's at the money, of course, and if we try to plot the graph for this, unfortunately, we cannot do it because not enough. We can do, for instance, BHP, but again, it's off the market at the moment, and I'm not sure if we can do this. Say let's as well do at the money 37.25. Say, let's do 37.51, for instance. And you can plot right here. You just right click, and then you can see new chart, and let's see what will appear. But again, I would not rely much on it, because you can see this is just the scattered dots, and not necessarily trades, because market moves, and it's not necessarily the case that option will be traded. So options could move up and down with the market without actual closure. You got only few trades, real trades, for instance here, while here it's just the close price. It's market just closed at this price, no trades at all. So how you can make sense out of it? Really hard, unless if it's very liquid and you can read it. So although I did use it in the past, but it's more related to futures and futures options rather than contracts. So I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I hope I answer your question. Yep. Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, what you can do, once you place the order, Philip, you can watch your positions, and you will see that on the graph you will see green and red territory. It will show you that your position is basically in profit, or you are losing money. But you can set it over here in settings, and under settings you can add my positions. I'm just looking exactly where it is. It is somewhere here. So my trades, you can see that, right? Highlight on chart my trades. So you go to settings, global settings, and highlight your trades. Okay, and then apply, of course, this, and then you will see your trades. Right. So let's come back to the trader platform. Here is the demo system, and it's flashing really bright. So we close our position, and let's see what damage we've done. Right, $425 loss in Australian dollars. That's the outcome of this trade. Not good trade, right? But there was, of course, purpose to show you how to trade. So let's take Rio here, for instance, and presumably, okay, we actually need to have a position to put stop loss. So let's just buy 100 contracts, 100 shares, and okay, we just done it. So you've got position 100, and now we would like to place a stop. So if you have too many lines like here, you need to get rid of them. You just select this line, click, right click, and you can remove it. Okay, I will just delete it. Right, backspace. So we've got 100 shares, and we would like to put a stop limit. So that's a stop we already practiced. Now we've got a stop limit. You've got here two fields now. One of them is stop price. You see STPPX stop price, and there is a description. And then you've got limit. So we would like to put, for instance, stop price is say 47.42, and the limit is midpoint. So we expect that market will dip down and then come back, and we'll close it with small damage. So that's the trade. You can see how much, we can see the type, the stop limit, and we've got smart routing, and we just go and transmit it. Again, this is blue, meaning that system is monitoring your position, and once conditions are met, if if it continues to go down, then you will see the closure. Okay, all right, so that's fine. And just to come back to real life, and I'd like to show you what Paul recommended. You can write it down again. I would like to remind you this is educational, for educational purpose only, and you should not construct it as personal financial advice. But these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks on Australian market is recommended by Paul Weiss for immediate use. And I think from now on we will try to give you a kind of scope of some recommendations which you can implement. And this is the underlining. This is Australian shares itself. I'd like to warn you that not everyone can trade options. Some of you cannot trade options because you either don't have experience or your time horizon is longer, or some other individual or personal financial circumstances. You cannot trade options, so you might consider some stock. And for instance, SEEK, let's just have a look on chart. If I selected that line, I can bring chart by clicking over here on the top charts, or I've got already a few charts open with some indicators which I do use. And in this case, you can see SEEK on the top. I can change to any other stock. And this is daily bar. You can see I do use a few indicators, and let me explain what they are. All right, so this solid line is moving average 50, and you can see it's just crossed moving average 20. Okay, and potentially that's not good symbol, but we've got other indicators showing here support, Bollinger Bands, this green showing support to that. And we've got as well here parabolic SARS. And for some of you who cannot understand my accent, I can show you how it is spelled. Okay, so parabolic SARS over here. It's risk management, very nice and very predictive, I think. Although all of it, it's pretty much lagging indicators. There are no predictive indicators, but parabolic SARS, I like it because it gives kind of market mode, and you can see if these dots are above, it's showing there is a pressure on the market on this stock, and it could go down. All right, so that support is here, and there is a support here below the current trades. If it becomes on the top, it shows basically that there is some pressure on this specific stock. So this is very interesting moment. Paul normally looks at the longer term, and this is daily bar. He could look at probably at a little bit broader time frame, and on a broader time frame, it looks different, of course. So in this case, there could be some movement from my perspective, and what you can do, you can assess this SEEK through option chain. All right, we've got 9 minutes, so I'd like to move quicker. If I'm too quick, let me know. I selected the SEEK and I'm clicking on option chain, and automatically that particular stock is in our option chain. Now we can see both sides. On the left hand side we can see calls, right hand side we can see puts. In the middle we can see different strikes: May, June, July. And you can manipulate with all these descriptions. On the left hand side you can see multiple, and for instance you'd like to be basically very close to the at the money. And how you can define at the money: 1688, it is at the money. Okay, very simple. You don't have to have any other indicators, right? So it will be about that price. So 17 would be 17, between 17 and 1651. That would be at the money. Okay, and you can remove anything else. It's very straightforward. If you would like to see expiration days, you can add or remove, and we can add August, for instance. I personally recommend you to trade longer view, because sometimes you're not sure whether you actually picked it up. Yes, you do pay more time premium, but sometimes you need to see your strategy will unfold in certain direction. And sometimes if you are very close, you are exposed to high gamma, of course you can get lots of money just because you are very sensitive to the market. But if you are wrong, you are really wrong, so you can lose all of it. It's a measure of risk, basically. And now you can see it's a real market. There is no at the moment trades, there is no bid, there is no ask, and therefore it's really hard. But okay, probably I need to come back to demo system and show example here. So let's just take GSK and click the same option trader, because that should simulate us trades and it should simulate us different strikes. So here you come. All right. Uh, Again, very simple. You can see column ask, you can see bid, column ask, you can see change, last, etc. So if we decided to buy GSK, we obviously click on ask, and the strike is on the right hand side. You can see 16.55. That will be out of the money because current price is 15.84. So if we decided to buy in the money, deep in the money, we can buy 1500 strike. So we click on ask. Right, this asks you if you would like to expand your order. Say yes. And now you can see line, very simple, straightforward line. You can see current markets 46.5, 66. This is the market depths, and the quantity is one contract. All right, that's your limit price, which you can click on and you can adjust it to the different point. You can go with bid, you can go with midpoint, you can go with ask, and this is the difference. You can see there is quite a broad spread. So you are buying and you're happy with ask. Okay, no problem. So you just click T. You will see how much it's worth, how much you need to pay for that, and go transmit. Okay, done. Your order is completed. It has been filled, and you can see this is through account. You can see through trading log, and you can click here directly, portfolio. Now you can see not only the line which describes you the contract, the time, the currency, the position, the market value, but unrealized P&L, which is real time, right? And calculate it. Sometimes there is no buyer or seller, but system will calculate some based on other indicators, approximate market price. So that's important. And again, let me come back to the list which we discussed today. Again, with the mind that it's only thoughts, and what we've got CRZ, which is cars. We've got Seek, Computer Share, BXB, AMP, TSE. Okay, and you can trade them as you wish. And I just show you a few examples how you trade. You can have a long position, you can have spread, and for instance, if you decided to, take a delta neutral position on Seek, right? What you can do? Let me just demonstrate it. For instance, in this case, because you are looking for volatility and you would like to buy really two positions, what you can do, you can buy call and put. And then you can basically use strategy builder. You see there is a tab strategy builder, you click on it. And then, okay, say we would like to buy May 17, and then we would like to buy May 17 put. Okay, so we're buying two contracts, and this is straddle. It means in this terms, if market goes up or down, it doesn't matter. The only problem is when market is between, when it goes nowhere, because you paid premium for both sides, and you will benefit from movement of the market. If it goes nowhere, you will lose your premium, right? But that's quite okay. I mean, you can use this, or you can use Butterfly or Iron Condor. This is just an example. I don't want to overload you. So if you don't know the direction, you can take a market neutral direction. That means nowhere, right? So you just know that it doesn't matter. Okay, I think it's all good, and I'd like to address any questions if you have. Please do type them in. Okay, guys, it looks like you don't have any questions, which is strange. But anyway, this is my business card, electronic business card. You are most welcome to write me email and call me if you wish, and I will try to address your questions. And of course, for people who are trading with us, and this is basically, this group is very close and intimate. You only people who actually trading with us having link to that, but I do put this information on YouTube, and sometimes um, after a while people get this information too. So you can address me if you like. Okay, I've got a question. All right. Yeah, thank you, Amirik, too. uh, Merci beaucoup. Everyone have a good night.